Mila Hart had only meant to deliver a file. That single, harmless intention was what would destroy the quiet, predictable internship she had worked so hard to earn. The 38th floor of Blackwood Global was strictly off-limits to interns. Everyone knew that. It housed executive offices, confidential archives, and, most intimidating of all, CEO Leo Blackwood's private suite. So when the elevator malfunctioned and opened on that very floor, Mila should have gone right back down. Instead, clutching a leather folder to her chest, she stepped out. The corridor was silent. Thick navy carpeting swallowed her footsteps. Art pieces lined the walls. Abstract shapes in gold and crimson that looked too expensive to breathe near. Just drop the file at the admin desk, she whispered to herself. But there was no desk, only doors. Dozens of them. She wandered down the hallway, heart racing. Her phone had lost signal. The building's hum seemed distant, like she had walked into another world entirely. Then she found one door slightly ajar. Light spilled out warm, amber-colored, flickering softly. She knocked. No answer. She pushed it open, and froze. The room was nothing like an office. Velvet couches curved around a glass table. Floor-to-ceiling mirrors reflected dim lighting. Bookshelves held leather-bound volumes with no titles. A chandelier shaped like molten gold hung low over the center of the room. Felt intimate, private, wrong. Mila turned to leave, and collided with a solid chest. Oh! Strong hands caught her shoulders before she could fall. She looked up, and up. The man towering over her wore a tailored charcoal suit. Dark hair brushed his temples, eyes sharp as steel yet rimmed with curiosity. She recognized him instantly. Leo Blackwood, CEO, billionaire, the most untouchable man in the city. I'm sorry, she blurted. I was just. His gaze flicked behind her into the room. The door, the velvet, the mirrors. Something unreadable crossed his face. You're lost, he said quietly. Yes, very. No, I was delivering a file and she held it out like a shield. He didn't take it. Instead, he studied her, her badge, her nervous fingers, the faint ink stain on her sleeve. Intern, he murmured. Her stomach dropped. Yes, sir. Follow me. He closed the door behind them. Leo walked ahead, long strides confident, unhurried. Mila scrambled to keep up. I swear I didn't mean to go into that room, she said quickly. The elevator. I know, he replied. You do. I own the building, right? Of course he did. They entered a sleek office. Glass walls, city skyline stretching endlessly behind his desk. He finally took the folder. Marketing projections, he said. Yes. You didn't see anything. Her brows furrowed. Sir, in that room. Just couches? His stare sharpened. Mirrors, she added weakly. Silence. Then he sighed. That room is private. Yes. Not for interns. I figured. You won't mention it. She nodded so fast her neck hurt. I won't. I promise. He searched her face, as if weighing truth. Then unexpectedly he smiled. Just barely. Good. She exhaled. Go back to your department. Yes, sir. As she turned to leave. Mila. She froze. How do you know my name? I read badges. Oh. He tilted his head. You're not like the others. Her pulse jumped. I just like not getting fired. That earned a small chuckle. The door closed behind her. But the image of that room, and the way Leo's eyes darkened when he realized she'd seen it, followed her all the way downstairs. Leo didn't sleep that night. He hadn't planned on opening that room again. Not after what it represented: control, indulgence, the life he'd tried to bury beneath quarterly reports and hostile takeovers. Yet one intern had wandered in, wide-eyed, honest, not greedy, not calculating, and worst of all, unimpressed. Most people looked at him like he was a prize. Mila had looked at him like he was a locked door. That unsettled him. Over the next few weeks, Mila began receiving assignments that placed her uncomfortably close to the executive floor. She was sent to deliver coffee, files, presentation decks, And every time, Leo was there. Sometimes he barely spoke. Sometimes he asked questions about her studies, her family, why she chose business instead of law. It felt personal. Too personal. One afternoon, she found him waiting by the elevators. "You're early," he said. "I skipped lunch." He frowned. "Why?" "Bills." He blinked. That answer clearly wasn't what he was used to. "Come with me." "Sir, I'm not asking." He led her to a private dining area. She stared at the five-course spread. "I can't." "You can." They ate. She tried not to stare at him. He tried and failed not to stare at her. Something fragile was forming between them. Something dangerous. Rumors began to circulate. An intern riding the executive elevator too often. Leo Blackwood requesting the same girl. Executives whispered. HR watched. And Leo's family, board members who had built the empire, started asking questions. "Mila Hart," his cousin said during a meeting. "She seems frequent." Leo stiffened. "She's efficient." "Is that all?" "Yes." But he knew it was a lie. One evening, working late, Mila found herself again on the forbidden floor. Leo stood behind her in the hallway. "You came back. I was assigned here." "That room," he said softly. "You're curious." She swallowed. "I try not to be." "Do you want to see it properly?" Her breath caught. "That doesn't sound wise." "No, it really doesn't." He opened the door anyway. This time the lights were brighter. The room no longer looked mysterious. It looked intentional, controlled, a place built for privacy and power. "I don't bring people here," he admitted. "Why me?" He stepped closer. "Because you don't want anything from me." Her voice trembled. "That's not true." "Oh, I want to keep my job." That made him laugh. Then he stopped. "You should leave." She nodded. But neither of them moved. The air thickened. Something unspoken hovered between them. Leo finally stepped aside. She fled. The next time they were alone, it wasn't in the playroom. It was in his office. Storm pounding against the windows. Power outage dimming the lights. She tripped. He caught her. Again. They stared. Too close. "You should go," he murmured. "I know." Neither moved. His hand lingered at her waist. She didn't pull away. When he kissed her, it was tentative, like he was asking permission. She answered him. That was the moment everything shattered. Someone took pictures. A blurred shot. Leo's silhouette. Mila's hair unmistakable. The press called it an executive affair. The board demanded explanations. HR launched investigations. Mila was suspended. Leo was summoned to an emergency meeting. He stared at the screen showing the photos. Rage boiled in his chest. Not at her. At himself. He found her packing her desk. "I didn't leak anything," she whispered. "I know. They think I seduced you. They're wrong. They're not going to let me stay." He swallowed. "They might if I say it was nothing." Her eyes glistened. "And would that be true?" "No." But he nodded anyway. Her chest tightened. "I understand." She walked away. He let her. It was the hardest decision of his life. The investigation stalled. No proof. No source. But Leo couldn't accept silence. He confronted the board. "I crossed a line," he said. "Not her," gasped. "You're risking the company. Then restructure it." Shock rippled through the room. "She stays," he continued. "Or I step down." They stared. Leo Blackwood didn't bluff. Mila was called back. She stood trembling in the boardroom. Leo met her eyes. "I'm not hiding anymore." "What?" "I should have protected you." The chairman sighed. "Mr. Blackwood has taken full responsibility." Her breath hitched. "He's also dismantling any policy that lets power be abused." She turned to Leo. "You didn't have to." "I did." Weeks later they met again. Not in the office. Not in the playroom. In a small cafe miles from skyscrapers. "You look different," she said. "So do you." He smiled soft. "I resigned." Her eyes widened. "Temporarily. I moved to chairman." That's still rich. He laughed. I wanted space. For us. For you. She studied him. Are we still dangerous? Yes. Good. He reached for her hand. This time, no shadows. No locked doors. No secrets. Just two people who had finally stepped into the open. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos.